Hello everyone and welcome to Galaxy 89 Cars. So thanks to Abarth UK, I'm down at Rockingham Motor Speedway to check out what's happening on the Abarth Day 2017. I've got one of these, and this enables me to have a few drives out on track, not in my car, but some of the cars I've got, 124, 695, that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll get a chance to do that, although it is absolutely packed and heaving here, so we'll have to see what we can do. And a little bit later in the day, I have a passenger ride in something a little bit special, so make sure you stick around in the video and watch out for that. At these type of events, where people get an emotional attachment to their cars, there's obviously going to be a lot of sort of bespoke tailoring. So what I'm going to do is take a quick walk around the car park and see what I can find. This day is packed full of loads of Abarth rated activities. You can go on the slalom course, which is happening just to my left. You can go out on track as a passenger or a driver. There are VR simulators, there's loads. After taking a look at the Abarth 595 handling course, I decided to walk around the stand side of the racetrack to see what else was on offer. Right next to the handling course was this Abarth RC Championship track, where entrants could drive the small RC cars around the track, with the overall winner receiving the trophy. After this, I went up into the Gemini Suite to get a better look at what was going on around the circuit. Unfortunately, I couldn't access the stands themselves, so this rather muted vantage point was the best spot I could find. The weather, to begin with at least, was almost perfect, but a little too windy, as you can see from my earlier pieces to camera. The Abarth UK track cars, and those owned by attendees, gradually amassed in the pits with something a little bit more special peeking from within. As the queues steadily grew for passenger rides and self-drive track experiences, it was time for the first few to head out on track in either a 595, 695 or 124 Spider. I was actually surprised at how many cars went out on track at the same time. Even the 124 Rally Edition finally revealed itself for the first time, with a bit of drift action before quickly heading back into the pits. After a while, I decided it was about time to head out of the Gemini Suite and see what else Abarth Day had to offer. After walking through the tunnel and emerging trackside, I first found the F1-esque wheel change challenge. Anyone could enter, with entrance being timed and the winners being gifted a ride in the 124 rally at the end of the day. In the next pit garage along were a selection of historic Abarth cars. First, Fiat Abarth 5 and 600 Touring, with the blue being an 850 Turismo Competizione. Next is the X1 of 9 Abarth Prototipo, which was developed from the X1 of 9 road car that came in to replace the Fiat 124. Abarth took the road car and fitted an 1840cc engine, as well as various exterior additions, such as flared arches, the ducktail at the rear, and the unmissable air intake on top, so it was ready to replace the 124 Rally in the mid-1970s. Finally, we see an example of an Abarth 1000 Grand Prix, an uprated version of the Lombardy Grand Prix of the late 1960s to early 1970s. Abarth tuned them from 843cc to 903cc, increasing power from 37 to 52 PS. Not bad for a car of that era, weighing no more than 750 kilograms. Looking back across these cars, it's clear to see that tuning small cars has been in Abarth's blood right from the beginning. After that little history lesson, I headed outside and walked across the pit area to have a closer look at the new Abarth 124 rally car. Gone is the 1.4 litre seen in most modern Abarths, and in its place is a 1.8 litre turbo, which boots out 296 brake horsepower. Based on a road-going 124, the Rally is FIA approved for the RGT class, and as well as being more powerful, it has been substantially lightened, stiffened with the help of a roll cage and structural reinforcements, and received new Brembo race-spec brakes. Before heading out on track myself, I wanted to catch a closer look at those taking their own cars out, or the lucky people going out for test drives. Now, I didn't actually get a chance to take a car out myself, but the guys at Abarth UK were kind enough to give me a passenger ride in the 124 rally car. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to take my main camera with me, so I had to film on my GoPro and get some cheeky shots with my phone. So while editing the video, I realised that I hadn't actually concluded it. I haven't said anything about how the rally car experience was. I haven't said anything about my thoughts on the day as a whole, and I didn't conclude the video. I think what happened maybe was that the rally car experience was so sort of intense that it sort of jarred my brain, and for some reason I didn't end up making any content after that. So anyway, I will endeavour to answer those things now. The rally car experience, 296 brake horsepower, 1.8 litre turbo, weighs practically nothing. So I went in a Ferrari F12 a couple of weeks ago, and that was undoubtedly, undeniably the fastest thing I've ever been in. That F12 was significantly faster in a straight line than the 124 rally is. But the thing about the rally car is that the braking is so intense, the braking is so raw. So there's an undeniable atmosphere of being in that 124 rally car. I mean, it's all stripped out, it's all rally race prepared, FIA approved, and you sit in the bucket seat. You've got a 4-point harness you got to get on. You got to put a helmet on. So you're really like locked into it. Of course, I've got a little bit of experience wearing harnesses in cars with the Renaissance Classics Porsche that I've driven a few times. It's hot. You're strapped in. You've got the helmet on. It's all stripped out, so it's very loud as well. I mean, there's no noise insulation, so you hear all the clonks and all the different things that are sort of going on. So then the professional rally driver actually like clicks it into first gear, and in the video, even the GoPro without my mic on it, you can really hear that clonk into place. And then there's obviously I'm feeling quite a lot of nervous anticipation at this point, because I'm sort of thinking, what is this actually going to be like? And he sort of goes off to the first corner, and to be honest, I was a little bit underwhelmed by the straight line performance. To be totally honest with you, I thought it was going to be like really throwing me back into my seat. I mean, of course it did, but it wasn't anywhere near the 700 brake horsepower F12. But braking into the first sets of corners was when I really felt the sort of raw nature of the car. When I'm trying to film on my camera, it literally threw me forward on each corner. It was sort of like accelerate out of the corner, onto the brakes, go straight forward. Even though I was wearing a harness, I threw straight forward. It wasn't uncomfortable, it wasn't painful, but it was extremely jarring. I mean, it wasn't just a little sort of like that, it was literally like on a roller coaster, just like whole body, neck going straight forward. I can kind of tell why F1 drivers, professional racing drivers, need to do a lot of work on their neck, because, I mean, even going around corners, a lot of them were quite sideways. I was chucked right over to one side, right to the other side. My neck didn't feel bad, it was only 2 laps, but yeah, either way, amazing experience. Thank you, Abarth UK, for sorting that out. I would do it again, even though it clearly jarred my brain a bit. But yeah, awesome experience. So what about my thoughts on the day as a whole? Well, to be honest, I've never been to an Abarth Day before, and I didn't really know what to expect. Of course, Abarth Day is a celebration of all things Abarth. I didn't expect the F1 tyre change event to be going. I didn't know you could sort of do that kind of stuff. I didn't know those little RC cars or the VR experiences were going to be there. I didn't realise there were going to be quite so many heritage cars either. It was actually quite a nice learning opportunity. And it's nice to see a brand that I've bought into. It's not just sort of a new thing, it does actually have a history that it goes back all the way into the 1960s. So what would I have done differently, and what can I tell you to do if you ever go in the future? The biggest mistake I made was that I didn't get down to the track and drive a car or take a passenger ride in the car as soon as I got there. You need to make sure when you go to these events, especially when it's quite sunny like it was, that you get there as early as possible. You go down to the track and you get in one of the cars as soon as you can, because I was sort of trying to film, I was taking the day in, I was taking the atmosphere in, I was trying to focus on all the different things you could do, and sort of when I looked at eventually going in a car and driving a car on track, it was, half an hour, 45-minute wait. And it was quite a significant drive back for me. I had different things that I had to take care of in the evening, so unfortunately I couldn't do that. And even with my VIP pass, I couldn't do that. So lots of people go to these events. If you ever go, make sure you get down to the track as soon as possible and get in a car. Another thing I'd say is to really get involved in everything that's going on. Get involved in the RC event, have a go at the VR thing. I mean, all of these different events, you have a reward, and the sort of prize is going in the rally car, what it was at this occasion. I imagine in the future it will be too. Like I said, there's a massive history with Abarth, and having all those heritage cars there is really nice. So if you go in the future, make sure you have a look at them. It may not be something that comes to your mind as being interesting straight away, but honestly, I really suggest taking a look and learning a little bit about the heritage of the car that you've just bought. If you're an Abarth owner, another thing I'd say is that make sure you actually go to the parking area and you have a look at some of the cars. That was actually a surprisingly enjoyable experience. I mean, people love these little cars, 595s, 695s or 124s. They absolutely love them. There's a real following, of course, as an Abarth day. So go into the car park and see what you can find. I hope you enjoyed the content. Until next time, cheers.